podcast is sponsored by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. You can now get $400 off every window and $800 off every entry and patio door from now until the end of August. That's $0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for a year and a half. Call 717-727-7558 or visit rbacentralpa.com/deals to get more information. Remember, deal ends August 31st. There are 2 colleges in Pennsylvania that have some of the most expensive in-state tuitions in the country. Meanwhile, psychologists might be able to prescribe medicine at some point. A mall owner wants to make the vacant spot more dynamic. Lastly, NHL fans love these arenas. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in a PA. There are 2 colleges in Pennsylvania that rank among the top 10 in the country that have the highest in-state tuitions, reports the Center Square. The University of Pittsburgh, which was second overall with a tuition of $20,362, and Penn State, which was number 8 with an $18,898 tuition bill. The national average, for context, is around $10,000. A research group called Degree Choices was the one who compiled this data, which, according to spokesman David Levy, is important for prospective students to know, especially since in-state tuition is historically supposed to be the cheaper option. And keep in mind this tuition cost is also outside other costs like room and board and textbooks. State lawmakers are thinking about allowing for psychologists to prescribe medication as opposed to just psychiatrists, reports the Center Square. And recently proposed House Bill 1000 would allow for just that. The bill would create something like a series of shortcuts for psychologists by offering them qualifications for prescription should they meet educational and training requirements set down by the State Board of Psychology. Other states like Iowa and Colorado already do this, and should it pass, this bill would, according to licensed psychologist Dan Warner, provide, quote, a solution to the psychotropic medication access crisis. The Pennsylvania Psychological Association recently found how there's an up to 8-week average in wait times for seeing a psychiatrist in Pennsylvania, which Warner says, quote, when you're talking about the reality of everyday needs of mental health medications is much too long to wait. The status of this bill remains pending. The Chambersburg Mall is currently sitting vacant in Green Township, Franklin County, states PennLive. But the owner of the mall, New York-based Namder Realty Group, is looking to zhuzh the location up by making it quote-unquote dynamic, or more specifically, a quote, dynamic mixed-use development. While these plans to revamp the mall still aren't too great in detail, at least to the public, Namdar did say it's been working with the Franklin County Area Development Corporation for over 7 years to see what the options for the property were. Says CEO at Namdar Realty Group, Dan P. Dilminian, via press release, quote, the focus remains on creating a vibrant and versatile development that caters to the evolving needs of the community. As it's August, people are already talking about football, says PennLive. But there are those of us that hear the sound of a puck getting slapped across the ice in the distance. Should you be one such individual and someone in Pennsylvania, you may be pleased to know that a study from Betway Insider has ranked 2 NHL arenas in the state among the top 20 favorite amongst fans in the country. PPG Paints Arena, which was 12th overall, and the Wells Fargo Center, which was 13th. The stadium that topped the list was Madison Square Garden, home to the New York Rangers. Happy Friday, you guys. To stay up to date over the weekend, mosey on over to PennLive.com. Also, please don't forget to rate this podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, and to share it around with your family and friends. Thanks in advance, and as always, thanks for sticking with us. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and I'll talk to you Monday for another round of Today in a PA.
This
podcast is sponsored by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. You can now get $400 off every window and $800 off every entry and patio door from now until the end of August. That's $0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for a year and a half. Call 717-727-7558 or visit rbacentralpa.com/deals to get more information. Remember, deal ends August 31st.